Really love the character designs and the cosplays that have been coming out for Genshin. They look so good. They look really, really good. Like it's incredible the level of cosplay nowadays compared to even 5 years ago and then like 10,
Mhm.
15 years ago. You love to see it.
Yeah, I really look out for those games, those smaller games that have those detailed costumes. Like even before I made Sino Alice. Have you heard of Sino Alice?
No.
No, yeah, see, that's what I usually go for. The
Mm,
games that no one's ever heard of. And then
good,
I
good
just come
call.
out with their costume. And then I kind of like get people to give this game more attention too, because they're like, what are you from? Because it's such like a highly like detailed costume. They're like, oh, I guess I'll check out this game.
Hmm,
I love
that's
doing
cool.
that.
That's cool. Do you feel that with popular series and games, people chase after them because they know it's trendy and doing a cosplay will get a strong reaction? Or do you think that that's just what they know and they feel comfortable doing a cosplay that many others are doing because the barrier of entry is much lower?
No, I think it's definitely like people are trying to get attention, ride the train of hype from that series. And I used to be I guess, accused of riding the train of hype for series as well. And then you'll scroll through my like Instagram, you'll see I do like most majority of my costumes, no one knows what I'm from. But yeah, you see it even on social media. You'll see it all over like your news feed. It's like the Samsung lady came out,
Yeah.
everyone cosplays it. There was art on like the Wendy's girl, and it was like super popular. Everyone cosplayed it. Or like the hot Colonel Sanders, everyone cosplayed that. So people really do pay attention to the hype, and some people that's how they cosplay. They want like all this like hype towards this one thing that they did.
Do you think that's sustainable for newer cosplayers? If they come into the scene thinking that they have to chase after whichever popular character is out, I think they'll lose some of the enjoyment. But then again, maybe the response and reception that they'll get will encourage them to continue cosplaying going forward.
I feel like it could go either way. I feel like if you're constantly trying to get the hype from each series, you can like burn out fast. Things aren't popular for that long. And if you're constantly trying to get the resources to cosplay what's super popular at that moment, it's not going to be fun for you, like you said. And it's going to take the enjoyment out of it, and you're going to burn out probably quicker.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I I'm not sure what the attitude is going to be like, especially when conventions start opening up, because we're going to have a lot of people going to their first cons, and they'll think that it's okay for them to go as these three or four characters that were super popular. But then I feel like they're going to run into a rude awakening when they see half of the people there are wearing the same cosplay as them, and then the individuality that you get out of cosplay, out of that sort of craftsmanship, it won't be felt. What you do, where you cosplay as somewhat obscure characters from somewhat obscure games, I think that's really interesting because you truly do love these characters. You bond with what you're doing. I don't know if others are bonding with doing Lady D from Resident Evil or whatever Genshin Impact character or yet another Demon Slayer cosplay.
I feel like it could be the other effect of it. In terms of I cosplayed Hestia when Hestia was super popular. Do you remember Hestia?
Yeah, yeah.
But I love the show. I love the show to death. That was another cosplay. I'm like, you're being Belle. I'm making your costume. Show up. I'm like, we need both of them. And he's like, okay. A lot of people were Hestia that year, but I didn't care. I was like, oh, hey, Hestia. Like, we're both Hestia. But the reason I felt so great in that costume was because I made it. So I don't know if they're gonna feel the same way. Like, oh, where did you get it from? Did you get it from what are those cosplay sites? Did you get it from Taobao? Did you get it from Mick Costumes? I don't feel know if they're gonna feel the same way, like, ooh, we're the same thing, or if they're gonna be like, oh, they're wearing the same costume with like me, and it's like prom, you know?
Great comparison. Just like prom. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. Wow, that would be the end of the world if I saw someone wearing the same suit as me or if a girl was wearing the same dress as somebody else.
For me, it's fun. Like when I get super into the series and I like spend like 2 weeks, sleepless nights making the costume, and then I see someone else wearing the costume. And I know for sure Talbot hasn't released this costume yet. I know no one else has bought this from Taobao. And then I see someone else cosplaying it. I'm like, oh, how did you cosplay it? How did you do this? Type of thing. Those people I know for sure made their costume, and then I'm super excited to talk to them.